Do these make me look clever? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here for a pretty exciting video. So today, obviously, as you saw by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing the truth about homeschooling. I've already done one of these videos, but I did it like 2 years ago, and a lot has changed, and I wanted to do an updated version. Is this lighting better? I can't tell. Let's go with this. Peace out. Okay, so I'm inside my room. I have books, folders, like notebooks, like just all over the place, and I'm excited to do a video about this. Let's start off with the basics. Homeschooling. It means you get schooled at home. So I don't go to school, I am homeschooled, so I learn everything that I would learn at school. I learn it at home. I don't necessarily just learn it at home, I can learn anywhere, in different countries, different houses, anywhere I want, really, in the car if I needed to. There are multiple different ways to homeschool. That's including online schooling, self-learning, and parent-tutor learning. I have been homeschooled for 15 years now, so that is my whole life. I've never been to school as a student, and honestly, I love it. So my sister, Saf, went to school for, I think it was 2 weeks, and my mum had always given her the option, like, to not go to school. She'd always had the homeschooling option. She wanted Saf to see if she liked school or not. She didn't, and she was homeschooled ever since. The reason my mum wanted to do homeschooling was because it really works with our family unit. It really works with my parents' working schedule. My parents own a gym. It's literally so close to home as well. The whole thing just really worked with how the family unit worked. It's worked ever since perfectly. So yeah, that's basically why I'm homeschooled. Yeah, good story. Boring, I know. It's not like a sad story where I went to school and yeah. Also, I have been to many schools. That probably makes no sense. So Saf, my sister, she did a school tour. She went around many schools in the UK and did talks about online safety and like online bullying and stuff like that. I went with her to every school. I actually did the sound engineering for her, but it meant I experienced schools. I know what they're like, and I kind of got it from a different view. I wasn't there as a student, but I was almost there as a teacher, which was really weird. It was a really interesting thing to do because I went around so many schools in the UK, and I went to different primary, secondary, private, public, all girls schools. It was a really good insight into school. So as I've been homeschooled my whole life, I started at a very young age. I knew how to write my own name, read, everything like that, probably before the average child would learn in primary school. I've been learning from a very young age, and my mum was my main teacher. My dad had a few different things he'd teach, but my mum was always my main teacher. Like 99% of the stuff was done with my mum. She has been my main teacher, my main tutor. It's actually quite handy having a tutor around at all times. If I have any questions, I can just ask her and hopefully she knows. If not, we will research together. Yeah, it works really well. So she was my teacher up until a few years ago. She hasn't stopped being my teacher, but the past few years I have been self-taught. So she gives me all of the work. She tells me what I'm going to learn. Actually, no, to be honest, we kind of come up with that together. She's my tutor, she goes through my work. We ended up not having a schedule, we just learn as and when we wanted to, and we could learn for 5 minutes, we could learn for 3 hours, maybe a day. I remember the days where we'd run right into the evening. We would start the day with Kings and Queens, we would end the day with Kings and Queens. We'd be so far into it and we would do so many things within that subject. As a child, I loved it so much. It was incredibly fun and it was adapted to my learning needs, really. So personally, I don't run by any school curriculum or online school curriculum. Like, none of the work has to get sent off to a school or a board to go through, like none of it. It's all in-house. When we were younger, every year they'd have someone be sent out to homeschooling houses to check up on the kids and like see what they were doing, and then they run out of funds and haven't done it for the past like 10 years. We have had no outside teachers or tutors. It has worked really well for us though, and having the freedom to do and learn everything we want to has helped a lot. I get a lot of questions about daily schedule quite a lot, so I don't have a schedule. Even now, I kind of schedule days as they go. I don't have a time that I need to be up by. Obviously I can't lay in for ages, my mum wouldn't like that, but I wake up probably anywhere between 8 and 9:30, and I don't have like a sleep schedule either. Like I don't have an alarm or anything like that, which I should probably get because sometimes I can lay in a bit too long. So on a Monday, me and my mum always sit down and go through all the subjects we're going to do in that week, everything that I'm going to do. I've got my weekly schedule here with me. Every week the same subjects, but just different subjects within those subjects. Does that make any sense? Probably not. Okay, so I do all of the school subjects that any school kid would do. I do maths, English, science, geography, history, art, all of the basics, and then on top of that I do loads of different subjects that you wouldn't get taught specifically in school. I literally do everything from like business to video editing. We do a lot of subjects within recent news articles. So if there's something going on in the world, for example coronavirus, we usually do a page like essay about that subject, because it's very interesting to learn what is going on in the world, and I think it's so important. Let's go through all of the subjects because I have all my stuff here and I want to show you guys. We're going to start off with maths. I do my maths online. I use a website called iExcel, and this is actually a school curriculum, the maths and English site, so it goes through all the years. I'm actually a year ahead in both my maths and English, so I would be year 10, but I'm studying year 11. I spend half an hour every day doing iExcel for 5 days a week. I find maths really fun. I actually really enjoy the subject and I like learning maths. I don't know why, but I do. Along with iExcel, I also do workbooks. So I have one here. This is a maths GCSE workbook. I have many different workbooks that I just gradually go through. So now we're on to the next subject, which is English. And most of my English comes from reading. I am a big book lover. I have a bookshelf full of books. We have a library downstairs. It's like a mini library. It has hundreds of, maybe thousands of books. I've read pretty much every single one. You know, there's a few that I've missed out, but I will get there one day. At the moment I'm reading Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. Big Agatha Christie fan. My dad's read a lot of the books and therefore I read my dad's books. They're quite fun. Saf and I are both big readers. Like, we love reading. We've always actually loved reading. I have so many books now and it makes me very happy. Also, I do some English on iExcel. I'm in year 11 on English iExcel. Yeah. Next subject is the human body. So my mum wants me to learn about all of the human body, and at the moment I'm studying the heart, which is quite a large area of the subject, but I find it really fun. So I have folders with the little name tag on them, and each time I do a human body like essay write up, I pop it in this folder. It makes me very satisfied. I'm doing the heart at the moment, which is very fun. So I remember actually one of the first things I learned when I was younger, probably as I was moving into like year 5, I learned all of the bones on the body, and we'd have like laminated prints out of this full size skeleton. We'd have to like lay all the bones out in like the right order, make this skeleton on the floor, and that was like good times. They were good times. So the next thing on my weekly chart is nutrition. Where's my nutrition folder? So again, I have a lovely folder. This one's pink, my favorite color, if you can't tell already. So with nutrition, this is basically like foods, different health things, vitamins, things like that. So again, we do like essay write-ups and I put them in my folder. The most recent write-up I did is salt, and then I've done like alcohol, protein, and I've done vitamin B12. It's very interesting to find out about these things, and my mum enjoys teaching me about these things as well. The next thing on the list is geography, right? So geography is one of my favorite subjects. The way that we do geography is probably a little bit different to how schools would do geography. Every week I learn about a different country and I do a full project about that country, and then once I've done it, I get to colour in the country. Honestly, it satisfies me so much because this map is now like very colourful. It's great. So here's a few examples of how I do my projects. Hawaii, Antarctica and Russia. I've also done countries like Botswana, Tanzania, Greenland, America, Brazil, Peru, China, Australia, France, Germany, Switzerland, Spain, Portugal. I've done, honestly, loads of countries. I have a box full of all the countries I've done, but it's one of my favourite subjects to do. Greece is the country I'm currently studying this week. Here is the front cover, and then you go into it and there's like an index. It has a bunch of facts in the front, and then it's like timeline, so like the history timeline. A map of the country, which I draw myself. Food, events. I write all the language as well, which is extremely fun. Housing, transport, animals, landmarks, sport. And also, depending on the country, I would do different subjects. So if that country has had something in particular that is quite poignant to the country, I will learn about it. So some countries have traditional clothing, other countries have a lot of news going on in that area, some have extreme weather, some have incredible architecture, some have big climate issues. So I did a full thing about global warming with the Antarctica one. As a family, we also do quite a bit of traveling, so obviously we are in a pandemic at the moment. We have not been able to travel outside of the country for a year now. Well, almost a year. The last place I went would be Finland. But we do a lot of traveling, and I love learning about the countries, the cultures, the areas, the weather, like literally just, it's incredibly fun and I love doing that. The next subject is history. So obviously I learn about country history. I've learned about all the different UK subjects, like history subjects. I'm currently relearning about the Spanish Armada. I learned about it when I was younger and it wasn't very in-depth, so I'm doing it again. And I'm also doing the Falklands War. The next thing is art, and I'm a big art lover. This is all my art behind me, if you didn't already know. I do a lot of different types of art, and I personally wouldn't say it's education, but my mum likes to class it's education. I do many different types of art, so I have my art sketchbook, obviously. My aunt is an artist, and recently we have been doing like FaceTime art sessions. I really enjoy doing them. So I have a lot of them behind me. So this one is like a Picasso kind of drawing. This one is oil paints. This was some real life pears that we'd set out. This was a watercolor seahorse that we did some watercolor. On top of those, I also have this big art book, which is about different subjects, and this is a very new thing that I'm trying. So the subjects I've done already are snakes and eyes, so literally just 2 subjects. Not only do I draw them, but I learn about that subject too. So this is my snake one, which has a big snake, skull, and then loads of writing about snakes. Next one is eyes. This is my eyes page. This is my most recent one. Also, on top of that art, I also do digital art. I use an app called Procreate, and I do it with the Apple Pen. This is the artwork I'm doing at the moment. It's this girl that I saw on Pinterest. I did this Greek statue, and you know that thing where you like turn off the colours on the iPad and then you colour it in with like different colours? That's what I did here, so that makes no sense, but yeah, I didn't know what colours I was putting on basically. Next on the list is Masterclass. Masterclass is a website that we have signed up for like as a subscription, and it is the most incredible site. Masterclasses are video classes. They're taught by famous people mostly, and then also some people that are kind of very high up in whatever they do. Honestly, these videos go from everything from graphic design, filmmaking. There's a Gordon Ramsay one for like cooking. I've done a chess course twice. I also did an interior design course. I've done quite a few of them. We try and do a course like once a week, but some of the courses are very long. Some of them go for like 8 hours or something ridiculous, so obviously that's going to take you a bit more than a week because you like chop it up to watch like half an hour every day. The next thing we do is famous people, so we will learn about a person. This week I'm learning about Picasso, and we just do like a whole write-up about the person. We learn about the person and their profession, or that era or something like that, something related to them, which I very much enjoy doing. Next thing is kings and queens, as I said. So I've done all of the kings and queens. I did them all when I was younger, but because I enjoy learning about them so much, I wanted to do a much more in-depth version. So I've got a folder here for monarchy, and I learn about each individual king or queen on a page. It means I can learn about that person as in-depthly as I want to. History is a big subject for me that I really enjoy learning about. History... Whoa, no. How did Siri come on from that? Okay. history, geography and maths are my three main favourite subjects, along with art. They are the four subjects that I love so much and I love learning about. The next thing on the list is business. So at the moment we are learning about interest rates, and I think business is really important. My parents have their own business. My mum started the business when she was very young. She started when she was like 15, I think. She's wanted to teach me all about business and like basically running your own business, which I enjoy a lot. And the last subject is science. So I have a science folder for multiple different science write-ups. This could literally be anything from condensation, fake tan, whirlpools, creative creatures, disposing and recycling, colour tricks the mind, aloe vera, space weather, batteries. Why is this Spanish? I literally have a page about Spanish in my science folder. That's not right. I also do biology and PE like workbooks here. So that is basically all of the subjects I do in a week. A lot of you guys ask, am I doing my GCSEs? And plain answer is no. I wasn't sure if I was going to do them a few years ago. Now that I'm kind of at the age that I would need to start working out if I wanted to do them, I have decided that I'm not going to. If you're spending all that time revising and working on one subject for a GCSE, I could be spending that time working on something that I really want to learn about, or multiple different subjects, and I just feel that I don't need GCSEs for what I want to do in life. I would say I do the same, if not more work than a normal school child would do, because not only do I do academic subjects, but I also do like in real life subjects. So Dad and I have a little lockdown project. He recently bought a Porsche from 2002, I think it is, and there's quite a few bits that need to be done up on it, and our kind of lockdown project is to do all those things. So I'm going to be learning how to change tyres, how to change brakes and engine mounts, stuff like that. Very fun. I am a big car person. I love cars. I'm learning some mechanics basically with my dad, which I love doing. So earlier I asked you guys on my Instagram to ask me a few questions, so I'm going to go through them now and answer them. Have you ever considered going into a public school, or have I wanted to go to a public school? So obviously I have never experienced going to a public school, and I think it would be really cool to like go there for a day, but I've never wanted to go there as an actual student. I think I would find it too stressful, having lots of people around, lots of gossip. I'm not really into all of that, and I quite like being a kind of alone and getting on with my work. I think I would easily get distracted as well, having all my friends around me while I was studying. I think I would find that quite difficult. The next question is, how do you have friends? Okay, a lot of my friends I met when I was young, and I've stayed friends with them, which is amazing. My closest friend, Darcy, she lives in Scotland. Her parents are my godparents, and I met her when I was a few days old, I guess. She's a couple months older than me, and we are the closest of friends. She's like my sister. I've also had my sister, and honestly she is one of my closest friends. We get on so well, we do a lot of stuff together, and effectively it's like living with your best friend, and I love her. And then there's some people that I've met more recently, very close friends of mine. A lot of them come from the local school. I don't really know how I meet them. If I meet one person, I get to meet their friends as well. That's how I've created friends over the years, so I seem to meet people all the time, to be honest. Do you ever struggle to learn at home, and do you ever feel like it would be easier to learn in a classroom? It's amazing learning at home. I find it incredibly easy. When you're in a classroom, you have one teacher that specialises on one subject, but that teacher is dividing themselves between maybe 30 people in the classroom. When I'm learning for myself. I learn a lot quicker than I think I would in school. I also have personal tutor and teacher, which is my mum. I really love learning at home. I don't think I would fit well in a classroom, honestly. Is it annoying to stay at home because there is no real separation between home and school? I kind of have my one room where I do all my work, which is my office. I have my lovely desk in there, my lovely pink desk with my Mac in there, and I do all of my work in there. It's a lovely space, it's very warm, it has a big sofa in it, which we recently put in there for me. Well, not for me actually, we moved it out the way to put the Christmas tree in the lounge, but it's stayed there ever since and I'm very happy with it. But I don't think it is annoying that school is home. I really enjoy not having to get up and get ready every day necessarily, ready to go out to see people. I can wake up, have breakfast and wander into my office and start my day. And also a big bonus is I can have food with me while I'm studying, and I can drink whatever I want while I'm studying. So there we go, guys. That is the truth about homeschooling. That is my experience on homeschooling, and I hope this has given you an insight into my life with homeschooling and how I've experienced it. I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel for a bunch more videos like this. Please follow all of my social medias in the description below, and yeah, I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.